All right, so we'll take a look at the bans. You can see them at the top of your screen as well. Artemis, Thor, and Fenrir getting taken away from the Waffles, and looks like
No,
Waffles.
the bans at the top are incorrect. Just so you know, it should be Fenrir, and Fenrir. What? Maybe
Okay,
not.
so Thor, Fenrir, and
That's
Artemis
right.
getting taken away.
Yeah,
On the top right side, Serket, Janice, and Athena.
that's
Now,
right.
with that, Shivalanke makes it through. Bastet makes it through. Going into this,
You have a subscriber on line
also
one.
sub-hype. Going into this, I definitely think that Pointless has the better roster, right? I mean, Bastet and Aphrodite linked together with a Shivalanke on the team is absurd, but they do have Cupid and Sylvanas here to deal with Shivalanke, meaning there's a big win there. And given the fact that the only tanky person over on Pointless is going to be the support, Ninja Bobat has a very clear target to choose. I don't know
Every
how I
single
feel
time.
about the Nua.
I don't. Nuwa's team keeps coming back in the EU at the moment, DM, and I don't know why. She's getting. She's seen a lot of play in the mid lane, and I'm not 100% why the decision is that we're starting to see her and consistently seeing her time and time again. I'm thinking it's just because of the Fire Shard's ultimate for defensive usage to take yourself out of combat, especially with the aggressive junglers we're seeing now, the early game aggression from the junglers, and getting that pick early on. Having her able to take herself out of combat for a few seconds and reposition herself seems to be what the teams are favouring. That's the only reason I can see that we're seeing Noir again. I'm unsure as to why else we would see her.
All right, so with this game, we're going to be starting in 4 minutes. I want to start exactly 1:40. This game is very important because with Trig in this pool, the winner of this game, while not guaranteed to make it out or guaranteed to be eliminated, is probably going to do more than any other game in this pool.
It's legitimately, I expect upcoming stars should go 0-3 and Trig will go 3-0, which means whichever one wins this game is the one that's going to make it to SPL. That's how it should play out, at least in my mind anyway. And these are the two teams that everyone's been talking about all week as it's 50-50. This could go either way. Could go either way. Hopefully, though, Ninja Bobat doesn't buy an illegal item again, and then Waffles might have a shot, you know?
All right, Hindu, so we'll get started in 3 minutes. While we're doing that, talk to me about Bobat. Why was he DQ'd last week? Make sure everyone's caught up to date.
Okay, for anyone who doesn't know what happened last week, Spicy Waffles technically could have been the number 2 seed in Bracket A going into this week because they did beat Dignitas technically. And technically they didn't beat Dignitas because one of the banned items was hi-rez Lament. It was banned out of the competitive play because it was bugged, as you all know. You saw the patch notes yourselves. It was applying too much damage. Problem is that Ninja Bobat did not get the memo for whatever reason, or he just slipped his mind. And as his 6th item in the game up against Dignitas, when they were ahead by about 15,000 gold, he decided to purchase hi-rez Lament, and then hit a Phoenix with it, which got them DQ'd from the game. So Bobat going down there forced the team to get DQ'd from that tournament, which meant they slipped down into this current position they're in now, to be up against Pointless and in the same group as Trig. Other than that, that's generally what happened with Bobat, but he's okay. You know, hopefully this week there's no bans on items from what I understand, DM, so that's one thing they don't have to worry about so much.
All right, so with that, this is the Seed 2 and Seed 3 coming out for this group. Like we said, the winner is likely going to make it out. This is a very important game here. We're going to be getting started in about a minute. So, comp-wise, I think the biggest shocker here is that Odin was picked up by Arrow. Talk to me a little bit about Odin versus Aphrodite.
All right, we discussed this off air because we know about the picks and bans, and I was saying Odin should be pretty good against Aphro, and you were like, no. So it's kind of the other way around, really. But I personally felt like Odin early game, he's going to have the wave clear to be able to push Aphrodite under the tower earlier on. But then once he dumps in and does his whole combo, then he can eat damage back and probably take a little bit of poke, if not quite a bit of poke in that lane matchup. But then as the game goes on, Arm King is still going to be more effective than Odin at clearing and punish him desperately in the laning phase. When it comes to team fights, they both bring different things. A lot of people expect Odin to just evaporate. And when you're up against a Poseidon, that's quite possibly what's going to happen. He could end up evaporating by being inside his ring, stuck in there himself, and then script will come out with that Kraken, and he could potentially just disappear. One thing it does bring, though, that ring, it does bring healing reduction, which is why I think they've picked it.
With that, we're going to get started into this game. Again, Seed 2, Team Pointless, going up against Seed 3, Spicy Waffles. Now, again, this is a rather important matchup.
Huge. Huge.
Now, going into this, I would say that, again, comp-wise, Team Pointless has a slight advantage. Skill-wise, I definitely think belongs to Spicy Waffles. Bobat is one of the, I think, highlights of this team.
Landbat.
Going to be very hard to deal with.
Landbat. That's what he should be called now, because this guy, when he gets to land, just explodes. But
no
online,
one expected it. Everyone thought
he's
it would be weak.
Exactly. Like, he didn't seem to perform for a while, but then all of a sudden he got to LAN. I just call him Lambat now, nothing else. I mean, he's just Lambat. Online, he's a different player online compared to what I saw him at LAN, but geez. He's very good at the Humbats. He's a good jungler overall. But Aero, another member of that team that you should recognize, he was on the Potato Boys end of last season. Potato Boys are a good team. Aero, one of the shining stars of that for me personally. With that solo lane play, Aero, an underrated player in that lane. At the same time, you're also going to see Half Devil. Jesus, what team has he not been on DM? I mean, he's running out of teams to join now.
I still think that he is possibly the best support in EU. I think him, Trix, and Rafa right now are my big three.
You can't go ignoring Kanye.
I am definitely ignoring Kanye. I think Kanye is very good, but his god pool is limited.
Yeah, but Kanye, like, his Aries is. I know you're right. His god pool is limited, and everybody knows that. I mean,
Kanye, why did Titan lose Game 5 from
hopefully
Worlds?
This season he's got to. Well, because they banned Ymir and Aries. Who does that? Even EU doesn't do that. Like, come on,
like, well, he's got two gods.
We weren't prepared for that strat, you know? We were like, well, you're going to give us one of them? No, you're going to give us either.
All right, so it looks like this ward will likely spot something out here. Arn King gonna commit. They do, or rather should, have double hand here. Yeah, they'll take that one quickly. And they've reset the speed buff on the bottom side, meaning they are now exactly 10 seconds. Oh my god, they handed. Bobat's gonna go for the steal. Might be a little bit too late here. It got reset.
They reset it again? They reset it again because they were scared of losing it, so Pikachu's going to lose that experience again.
And you know what? I love the fact that they didn't go for that, because it was a 50-50 for Ninja Bobat to get that. So they just like, you know what? We'll reset this and make sure you don't get it ever. We'll go to lane and control the space in. I don't know that I love them jumping into the wave immediately instead of trying to block the Aphrodite out, who doesn't have an option. But given the fact that they're using their time here to go back to the speed buff, I changed my mind. This is an amazing strategy. This is what we know and love from the members of Spicy Waffles.
This is a really good start. You're going to see that Pikachu and Ankin can't do anything about this. Now he's going to have to farm the wave, try and push it into tower to deny it. You might see Wolfie come over here for the experience gain as well, which is even more important. They're actually going to wait for him and share it, so he makes sure he gets the experience as well. Now Wolfie's going to help with the back camps from that as Odin returns to lane. Spicy are just doing the right stuff. Meanwhile, left-hand side, the pull came out onto Fresh Times, and the freeze had to be used by Flurry to keep him alive from after that pull landing from Half Devil on that side as well. This already is rough.
For me, last week we saw Pointless, and what it seemed to me is that they're a good team, but they were getting away with things they shouldn't have been getting away with. And this is exactly the proof of that, because right now, Arrow and Bobat put the pressure on the right side, and Pointless had no answer. They had no idea with how to deal with proper jungle invades and good pressure in the early game. And in the previous games that we've seen them, they were just walking into things, getting things for free. They weren't getting counter-warded. I mean, this seems to me where I thought Trig was going to do in the early game. Now, I don't think this game is over by any stretch of the imagination, but this is definitely what I expected starting the game off.
You can't expect, this game to be over when they've got an Aphrodite, Jabulonke, Bastet, Poseidon. It's impossible to turn around and say at this stage. But the problem is now that they're going to have to stay safe, farm. The mid-camp contest, I think they may have to give up the mid-camp contest now just because of the position the jungle is in, yet alone everybody else as well, because Wolfie's ahead in mid lane as well now of script, which is also a small issue.
But this is still a newer team. Do you think they have the presence of mind to know and the patience to say, we can't get the mid camps here, we have to look for something else? That is a very high level strategy. That is like a
new team.
Cloud 9 level strategy.
They're a new team on the pro circuit. They're not a new team in playing together overall. Most of them have been around together for a while. They know each other's play styles, and they've been seen around in EU quite a lot. We've just not seen them at this sort of level right now. Mid camps are coming up. They're going to push out mid lane. 5 should be hit by Pikachu there, or will it? No, Pikachu is not going to be 5 for mids, but he's going to go over, and we're going to see Pointless get both.
They're going to get one. He
No.
actually wound up dropping that. Kind of what I expected there. He got a little over-aggressive, so 3 of the 4 Harpies will go to Spicy Waffles
That's
there.
good.
Team Pointless slightly behind on that.
Well, Pointless got 3 out of 4. Pointless got 3 out of 4.
Pointless got 3 out of 4.
Yeah, Pointless got 3 out of 4. Left-hand side, Flurry Q got the lefts.
I'm
But
sorry, that
Aero
was in
gets
Half
the kill.
Devil?
No, that was Flurry. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow. Okay, I really thought that, you know, with the way that Half Devil's walking through that it was them. Okay, so Pointless wind up taking the better of it, it seems. But even so, Aero takes first blood onto Aphrodite. Rather curious. But with this, I mean, take a look at Afro's build here. There should have been a sprint 2 to deal with the Odin. She has gone into silver breastplate.
She wasn't level 5 though, she was only level 4. She was still trying to farm up to level 5. Aero hit 5. We also saw Bobat come over there as well. She's not gone back to base yet, so that's why she died, you know? She didn't have her ultimate or anything available to try and survive when they got all in by Aero and Bobat. So it's just good decision making from the Spicy Waffles there to go aggressive.
You know, and that, again, it comes down to the build. If she had Sprint 2, she probably could have kited in the cage for a little while. But with the way that she's built, she doesn't have any movement speed. She doesn't have any real damage built aside from Vamp Shroud, right? And at not being level 5, she didn't have her ultimate or level 3 birds, which may not have been a great pick either way. But check this out. The jungle's back, and
Look, is important. They need this blue buff again. No, they've got to take the blue again. They've got to make sure they try and abuse the situation and keep shutting down this.
The issue is that, why is Wolfie allowed to rotate so freely?
I don't know. Wolfie's able to rotate free. Skrit wasn't able to do anything. I guess Skrit had just based at the same time because he's not pressured the mid lane at all. He must have just walked straight back in. No, he's not based. Interesting. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, they're fighting. They actually have a 4v2 advantage, and for some reason, we see Flurry Q go back to the base. Skrit in a lot of whoa, right over the wall there. That might as well have been an ultimate Half Devil with a huge pull there. Gonna find another kill. Cat's on cooldown. 5-man grouping. This could be Goal Fury.
It is Goal Fury right now. They've already taken out the big Kraken that they're really scared of. Flurry Q right now only has 1 hog, but the enemy team has 3. Only 1 available. Only Ninja Bobat's hog is up for this. Who's on zone duty? That's what's important here from Spicy Waffles. Nobody. You know why? Because we've got a Half Devil that jump in. Pointless, get it! Pikachu steals it with a hog! Pikachu with a big play for Pointless. This one's not over.
Yeah, no, not yet. That's going to do a lot for the goal difference. It'll shrink it. Experience difference still in their favor, but is a net loss for the Spicy Waffles in both. Remember, Aphrodite didn't even get into that, so she got some experience in mid and some experience in right compared to Aero, who was a little bit late on the rotations. You know, when that was stolen there, that to me was a very, very slight drop by Yaman. He didn't control the space well enough. You know, the Fields of Love just didn't... You know, it wasn't available in the way that they needed it to be. Also stolen again right there.
And Fresh Type to the left actually takes out Yaman as well, who does get picked. They're going to continue to chase onto Aero on this side, but with the shield up, he should be able to walk away for now. I think it was a misplay from Spicy Waffles, you're right. I mean, they put the cage down, like, don't worry, they can't steal it, and they didn't respect Bastet, who can just pounce in. And that's exactly what she did. They only had 1 hog available for that. Somebody should have been on zone duty then, and whoever dropped the ball on zone duty, maybe it was Yaman who should have been on the Cupid doing it, but somebody should have been trying to poke out that Bastet from coming in there and picking that one up. In the end, it gave Pointless an opportunity to get back in. The golden experience are even now, DM. Even.
That's right. I mean, yeah, let's take a look at the graphs. Everything has been normalized. This is a big drop from Spicy Waffles, but remember, they do still have some of their jungle to steal away. A 2 camp advantage right now to make sure that they can try to separate themselves at least a little bit. You can see Bobat on the top, of course, taking that speed buff.
Fresh Time's getting that kill on the left-hand lane as well. Actually starts stacking his passive up and helps him out in this lane against Cupid. Cupid does have a
Fresh
great
Time's in trouble.
as you can see. He's dead. Is he dead?
It's possible. Might need one
gonna
more. Oh, that's going to do it.
Oh, he won with 5 shots. Rip.
Good old fire shards.
Good old skillful ultimate.
He was probably feeling himself on that escape too, you know, using the ult for the movement speed. He's like, yeah, I can do this, and he gets away with 1 hit, and then fire shards activate. And your heart just sinks into your stomach, and you're just like, this This just sucks.
There's just nothing I can do about it. It's like, well, I'm just going to eat this now. 4-1, though, are Spicy Waffles. Golden Experience lead ever so slightly in their favor, but it's not big right now. They're not controlling the mid-camps very well at this point in the game, Spicy Waffles. Their early game aggression on the right-hand side onto Afro has been useful, but I don't think it's been useful enough right now. The map is too far open, DM, and I feel this is going to be a long game by the way this is being played right now. Even though it looks very frantic, it's going to be long.
You know, I've been following the Pikachu here for a while. He hasn't gotten a point of experience in a long time, but that might change here. They're going to look to Half Devil. A lot of damage coming through. Beautiful, though, on the ultimate. They're going right for it, and it looks like Half Devil might be able to escape from the 3. Yaman will flutter out, and the Cats move forward.
Played that well. Yaman played that really well. He stood and banged with them when he realized they were chasing after Half Devil.
Exactly.
The moment he realized that the attention was turned onto him, fluttered away immediately. That was all down to Yaman more than anything else. Half Devil got a good ultimate off, but that wouldn't have been enough to save him alone. He had to have team play there. That was really nice from the Waffles.
You know, for me, even if the Fields of Love would have been, or rather the Darkness would have been available, I don't think it would have been enough. Beautiful play coming out. And that, for me, that was also a big part of Half Devil. He knew exactly when to ult. He knew that he wasn't getting pressured enough by the duo and to save it. And with the blink in, he knew there would be a gank coming. And with the Bastet jumping right in before the Cats come down, he uses the ult to separate himself, making sure there was enough distance between him and the Bastet to where the Cats weren't going to be as effective. Like you said, Yaman follows up by just sending out as much damage as Shibalanke, actually probably more, to ensure that nothing goes down there. Right side, though, we're not seeing enough from Arrow. He's letting Arn King catch up here, and realistically, Aphrodite is going to do a lot better with the golden experience.
Once she got that silver breastplate online, though, the kill potential from Aero is non-existent now. You know, she's gone for the physical protection straight away. She realized the lane matchup. He realized the lane matchup immediately and had to deal with it. The early game was brutal, but that's the first blue buff of the game she's going to get for herself now, and that's going to, like you said, she's going to start getting control of this lane now as it goes on. The early game aggression from an Odin is definitely gone there now. He's not got the kill potential at all anymore. As the mid-camps have started, left-hand side goes to Pointless again. Flurry Q going to take those ones. Right ones do go to the Waffles, so it's an even split on those. Golden Experience just under 1,000 in favor of Spicy Waffles. That lead has shrunk dramatically.
So talking about the builds here, there's going to be a problem for Aphrodite going into the 13-minute mark or so, because she is going to have full CDR, which will be great. But honestly, what is that going to do for her if she doesn't have any damage whatsoever? I mean, right now,
I expect
we're looking at 50 damage between the two. I mean, Doom Orb's still viable. I think it's way too late for the Warlocks. If he buys that item, it won't be stacked up until like almost 30 minutes.
Or do we look at Ethereal Staff then as the next opportunity?
For me, I mean, the correct answer would have been Magi Boots and then going to the Wingblade, right? I mean, that at least would give him a little bit more damage, the same amount of CDR, or a little bit less CDR, but movement speed to help. But with this silver breastplate coming on instead of the Chronos pendant, he's really going to strip himself away. With that, his attachment's going to have to be beyond
side
perfect.
On fresh times, he's going to get hit by the Fields of Love, but has to use beads immediately. Rising Jaguar combined with that to get himself out. 2 ultimates down on the side of Spicy Waffles in this duel lane with the Gold Fury up. Pikachu swings around here straight away. He's looking for an opportunity. Not going to find one though. But yeah, I think you're right about the Afro build. Maybe she could have looked at getting she's the Magi and then going for Chronos Pendant for the damage as well. But it's too late.
Also, we still have no actives. I really expected a sprint to come out at this phase. He's in a lot of trouble here. Should he have the sprint, he might have been able to escape this a little more freely, but it doesn't look like Arrow has enough damage either. 15 from Bluestone. He's got 40 from Warrior Savvy, and then Wingblade just for some CDR movement.
Well, aggression onto Pikachu in the jungle right now around the Gold Fury. Going to get pounced away. He's going to jump onto him with the ultimate. Ninja Boa's going to chase. Fire shots and drop. Pikachu lives for now. Bobat's in too deep and Frank is coming in. Going to re-secure the kill 1 for 1. But here comes Arrow to join it again. We might see a Gold Fury started still.
It doesn't look like they've learned their lesson here. Bobat, I think, did a wonderful job of baiting out ultimates there. He took the Kraken. He took the Cats, right? But the issue is his team didn't follow up. The Fire Shards came out where they needed clay minions. Arrow was too late on the rotation. Fields of Love didn't come down where it needed to because it was on cooldown. I mean, Bobat, in my opinion, made the correct decision if his team was a little bit more available, but the communication wasn't there.
Well, Half Devil didn't have ultimate, neither did Yaman on that with the Fields of Love. Like we said that just because the engagement beforehand. So I think that was just miscommunication from the whole team, not expecting each other's ultimates to be up. Now you're going to see Pointless with Gold and Fury control at the moment with that sentry there. But Devil's on his way back with a sentry once again to re-secure that one. It's going to be a slow game. I'm going to say the first fire giant's going to be it, because I don't think a Gold Fury at this stage is going to swing it enough. Normally, you can kind of tell how the game's going to play out, but when we look towards late game, and we're going to see Nemesis and Cupid, blinking from half devil left-hand side, going to pull fresh times as he went for the rising Jaguar. You ain't escaping the fields of love now, son. Drops out to Yamin. That pull.
And look at this, finally Wolfie with a rotation, but a great rotation coming out from blue as well, and good pathing right there. Spicy Waffles gonna probably lose Wolfie here. No! Well, Ymir with a good blink, but Bobat picks up 2 for the greed of 1. Not a big deal there. Retribution gonna be used. Kraken on cooldown. Yamin not ready to give that one up. That'll be a Gold Fury.
It will be a Gold Fury indeed, because Arrow's now rotated over. There's only On King here to try and defend this. Script doesn't have his ultimate available yet. It's not up for another 50 seconds as it was just used. Only On King here, and when that ring goes down, if they even put it down, they're not even going to try.
You know, see, that is the same point I was trying to make at 2.5 minutes. Instead of going and farming up other places, they foolishly sat there and watched the Gold Fury go down. They just wasted roughly 15 seconds of farm because they wanted to try to do I mean, they did nothing. They just watched the Gold Fury fight.
It's a rough decision, isn't it? It's like, can we get in and do something? And by the time you've realized it, you've already wasted time. Arnken could have stayed in the solo lane, but the fight was still raging on at that point when he started the rotation, so he couldn't push that tower. Script was in the fight himself. They could have potentially pushed mid and put pressure on tier 1. They may have even taken it, but I think if they started doing that, DM, you would have seen one of them peel off Gold Fury to go and defend it anyway, so they could have got like maybe tier 1 to half health. There was nothing else for them. But I agree, they could have got farm out of that and denied a little bit too.
Have to have a clear in the back camp here. Doesn't look like he'll have Hand of the Gods for 10, so he's just going to whittle that one down. Arrows back in the base. Wolfie not alone in mid lane as you see the rotation coming in from both the junglers. Oh, wow. Pikachu going right in here. Deep.
Flurry's got in as well with the blink as well. But the Kraken does not connect properly onto Wolfie. Now the turnaround from Boba. The cats are going to body block and help him out.
How greedy can you be?
Anymore. You can't dash it. Oh, the wall was good from Flurry, not good enough. The cat's still going to chase onto Bobat. Wolfie goes in deep for Script. Flurry's still chasing onto Bobat to secure the kill. But Arrow has ringed off fresh times. We salute you, sir. But it's game over.
Bird Bomb going to do a lot there and spell the final kill of that engagement. Bobat getting very greedy, will be the first to fall in that fight, but picking off both the mid and the ADC is going to be a big deal, especially considering that's going to strip away another chance at passive stacks for fresh times. Half Devil gonna whiff out the Nature's Grabs there, and it looks like, oh my lord, forcing out the Undying Love. Arrow jumping in as well. Mid will fall, as will likely Flurry Q. Wolfie and Yamin not missing a single shot.
They can keep pushing if they so choose to, but they're running out of minions. Pikachu goes very deep there. He's a hot bomb again. He's going to survive for now, but the pressure should be released. Maybe no clay minions are down. They've decided to back off. I like the decision. I thought they were going to continue for a second with the clay minions, but not going to. The Odin Cupid combination, that's what happened then to Fresh Times. He got ringed in and immediately Fields of Love, you ain't going nowhere.
You know, and that's what needs to happen. They need to use that ability more in closed spaces. Characters like Hades and Odin can really make it much more beneficial by locking them into the Fields of Love. And realistically, without beads available, there's nothing you can do about it. Spicy Waffles takes their lead back in spades, 2,800 gold, 3,500 experience.
I mean, the Odin pick, honestly, when you look at the enemy team comp, there's only one god that can get out of it, right? Which is Bastet, unless you see Ymir use Blink. None of the others can actually escape the ring, and even if they do catch Bastet, then they've got Fields of Love on top of that. So it confirms Fields of Love damage because people can't walk out of it. Just because the space is very, very similar. I believe Fields of Love is a little bit smaller, if I'm correct. Ever so slightly.
No, I think it fits perfectly.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, I think both that and the Zeus ult fit perfectly.
Imagine if they put Zeus mid. Rip Zeus. I miss Zeus.
Yeah, rip Zeus.
Rip Zeus. Mid Harpy's going to spawn soon, though. Pointless in position on the left-hand side. Rambo's not being contested, but the group in right-hand side.
Hindu. Afro has picked up Lotus Crown. Now, this item is not an item that's super suited for the character, considering it only affects 2 people, which means you're losing 60% of the passive that would be applied to someone like Chang'e or Sylvanas.
Or Ra, yeah.
Yeah, or Ra. So now he's built low damage, no damage, low damage. And with that, he's not going to heal for as much. He's not going to back off for nearly as much. But he does have full cooldown reduction at this point.
So he's going to become a CC bot and a sustain bot for his team more than anything else, trying to keep his team in the fight. So it's going to allow Pikachu to keep diving in, and it's going to be hard to pick up on King as well, because the amount of physical protection he's got now, thanks to Lotus Crown as well as Breastplate, means that they need a lot of penetration to bring him down. And at the moment on that team, the only thing they've got is 2 Jotuns. There's nothing else. Executioner is being worked on by Yamin right now, but not just yet.
See, I don't know. I don't know that I agree so much to the point that they don't need to bring Aphrodite down. She won't be as big of a threat as
She'll be
needs
healing
to be.
as much. Yeah, that's true. Oh, blinking from Half Devil, looking for the aggression. It's great, and they gets picked. Kraken is defensively used, but avoided by fire shots. Fields of Love is down inside the ring again. Fresh times. Oh, I feel so sorry for him. He keeps getting caught in it, and there's nothing he can do.
You know, you pop all the beads and all the Rising Jaguars you want, but if there's a wall in your way, that Fields of Love is going off.
Now the whole team's going to group left-hand side, look for the Tier 1 tower. Gold Fury's up soon. They've got Tree Ward down for that one. They're looking for the team to bait them in. If Half Devil can find a pull here, keep an eye on it, because that's what they're looking to do. They'll take a Tier 1 tower in the left-hand lane for free now, as Team Pointless try and rotate back to defend Tier 2 and get themselves grouped. There's still only 3 members here, though, and the Gold Fury has just spawned.
That's right. They're going to head over right to it, it looks like. Yep, the Gold Fury has spawned. She did her whole applying the makeup nonsense. They're spotted here. Oh,
no, they're not.
Look at
it's blind, but the pole missed, but backside Bobat does find Arm King. The ring is up again because the cooldown is insane. And now you're going to see Bobat getting in on the action as much as possible too. Yamin sits just to the back with Wolfie, and Arrow gets the kill. Flurry's going to be the focus. They're ignoring Pikachu. They know he's got the Hog 3. Now the attention turns to Pikachu to bring him up as well. The pounce is down, but here comes reinforcements.
Yeah, Skrit, will he have Kraken in? Yes, he will in 5. Wolfie gonna go down here. Arrow just barely escaping as well as they turn their sights to Bobat. Even so, Kraken's gonna go off. Half Devil still gonna find the kill, trading out for Yamin. And Bobat in the back gonna be fighting 2 here. Retribution has been activated, but it is a 2v2 with Arrow working his way back down.
A very bad fight from Waffles. Then they stayed around too long. That fight took too long from them, DM. They got the Tier 1 tower. They baited the fight. They got a pick, and they continued chasing the picks, and that allowed the respawns to happen. When the respawns happened, Pointless came back online, and Waffles threw the lives away. They threw away a free Gold Fury then. Small misplay from them. Yamin as well. He actually beats and dashed with the flutter, but he fluttered back onto the whirlpool, so just died anyway, even though he'd originally escaped. If he chose the right decision making, he just threw his life away then. Now though, Spicy Waffles are looking for the Gold Fury again, but look where Pointless are going.
I think they're going directly to FG.
Best
has stopped at the speed buff. It looks like they recognize this. They're going to be walking away, and a great use of fire shards there, which does reveals enemies on the map. This would let them know if they were doing the fire giant. They can see they're not. Sentry Ward has been placed down, but Bobat has one to answer back and will pick up 135 gold and a big win.
Yep, both Harpies went in favor of Waffles there as well, and now you can see the Waffles are ready to fight once again. They're winning these skirmishes, but if they go on too long, Pointless are coming back into it. The Golden Experience lead in their favor. Gold Fury's been started up right now, but at the same time, there's contention at the Fire Giant. I don't think Pointless feel confident enough to try and do it. They don't have vision of the Gold Fury right now. They don't know it's being done, so they don't know how many members are missing. Try to pick Bobat, not going to find it. Gold Fury's going to go for free to the Waffles.
Didn't even need to use their hand 3 there, as looks like they're keeping peace on right side. Free 1,500 added to the coffers. That's going to be a 5,600 gold lead. I heard Divine Judgment, I thought, there. Where did that go?
I'm not sure, but the wall did not stop Half Devil from getting away. Pikachu still going in with the mobility from Aphrodite's Kiss. They're looking to pick onto Half Devil here. The ultimate was used for him to defend, but Arrow comes in back and he's pinned himself in a ring. He's surrounded. He's looking for his ring to end. Please, for the love of God, end ring. The Kraken comes out and hits Waffles, and Arrow goes down as well. Pointless can turn this.
Oh, Fields of Love might be able to save something here. There's the Divine Judgment. Fresh Time still picks up Wolfie, whereas Skrit very low in the back might be able to get out of that one. Pikachu out of mana here, and it looks like they're going to try they're going to go for the Fire Giant. I don't know how I feel about this with how low mana they have at this point, but it doesn't look like Yaman's going to make a defense play here. They're going to get a free FG.
Free FG to Pointless, and with how this has gone so far, I'm surprised. This is the game we were talking about, DM. This is the one that could go 50-50 either way, and when you talk to anyone about this game, people are saying Pointless, people are saying Waffles. No one can make a decision on it. There's no big factor of who they expect to win, and right now this game's living up to it. 22 minutes in, and it's pretty much all square. It may look like Golden Experience is in Waffles' favor, but give it a minute or two with this Fire Giant, and that'll even up immediately.
for me, it seems like Pointless just have a much better team fight presence overall, and that's not even comp dependent. It's just the fact that they're working more as a unit comparatively to Spicy Waffles just having a seemingly better understanding of conquest. Whereas, like, if this was Arena, I think Pointless would have won in 9 minutes. They're having some trouble, it seems, because they're not making the right decisions in terms of farm, where to be on the map, how to pressure certain objectives. But every single time there's been a major team fight, it seems to have gone the way of Pointless.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone the way of Pointless because Waffles have hung around too much, and they've allowed opportunities for Pointless to get back into it, because that fight around the Gold Fury earlier on, that was just a prime example of them making a small mistake, getting themselves caught out of position. Now with this Fire Giant online for Pointless, it's up to Waffles to wait for Pointless to make the mistake now and try and get a good fight off. It's going to be up to Aero and Yamin to combine perfectly. Expect to see Half Devil be the one to do the engage, though, on that Sylvanas. If he can get a good engage off, they may try and defend this tier 1 tower left, you know. I expect this is where we might see a fight.
Left side, still 5-man grouping here from Pointless. They will be met with resistance, it seems, at the tier 1, as Half Devil is looking for an opportunity to go in deep. The blink could be good here, as they are stacked up. Half Devil,
just get ready for it.
Is he going to go in? There goes the blink. There goes the double blink. Knockup only going to hit one. Arn King not healing, stuck inside the Fields of Love. Too little, too late, and the cage does its job.
Arn King does go down, but Pointless still going to fight with the Fire Giant, trying to get a kill. Aero's in a world of trouble, got to get brought down to Fresh Times. Fresh Times doing some great work with those autos. Yamin's busy getting zoned out of the fight. Fresh Times still applying the poison, did not hit anybody apart from the creeps. Wolfie does stun him out, but Fresh Times still on full health right now. The sustain is good, and Pointless can keep putting the pressure on here. The fight did not go in their favor, but they still come out victorious with a tower.
Victorious, hard to say. I mean, a tier 1 is good, but they lost 2 of their Fire Giant buffs with 90 seconds remaining. It's going to really shut down how much they can push forward. And given the fact that Arn King doesn't have a lot of damage into this build, and he's gone into Golden Sash, it's going to be pretty hard for him without that Fire Giant buff. So
it's got to be Ethereal Staff.
I mean,
right?
it could be Gem. There's no way it's going to be Warlocks at 24 minutes.
Could be Gem. It could be Gem.
It's either Gem of Isolation or Ethereal Staff. Now, for me, there's no health on any of these items except for Vamp Shroud. Ethereal Staff is not mathematically strong in this situation, but Gem of Isolation on Aphrodite, hard to say that that's strong either.
We'll see what he chooses.
I thought this was going to be
an
an Asclepius, which would have been a great pickup.
Yeah, especially with his build and the fact he's gone full cooldown reduction, he's not got much damage anyway, but Asclepius would allow the fact that because he's not got magical power, he's still going to heal effectively. Bobat's going in deep for Arn King here. He's not got much vision of this, but he's going to try and put some aggression on. Not going to find much, though, as immediately the Lotus Crown passive kicked in as she healed with the doves, and he did no damage.
Alright, so we'll check in here. Now, Whirlpool does a decent amount of damage, right? If they are caught in the entire thing. But that's going to be hard. No Gem of Isolation. He has gone into pure damage here. Doom Orb, Rod of Tahuti. He does have cooldown boots, but the Spear of the Mag is going to do a lot there, not only for himself, but to increase Aphrodite's damage as well. Curiously, I would have expected Obsidian Shard coming out from Poseidon, and the Spears come out on Aphrodite considering the builds. But
I think the thing is that Spear works so well on Poseidon because of the fact that he can apply it with Whirlpool. You know, he can get 3 ticks off it on Whirlpool. It's just sort of stand. Any mid laner that normally built Spear in Season 1, going into Season 2 now, they're the ones that you're going to see played most in the mid lane. That's why you're seeing Agni so strong. And Poseidon blinking from Half Devil, though. He's looking for Skrit. The dunking from Aero. They're really trying to focus Skrit. There's the Kraken used on 2 of the tankiest targets of the team. Skrit still stands, but Yamin brings him down with the Fields of Love. They're chasing him. The pull from Half Devil hits Flurry Q. Boba secures that one. Aero zones out Pikachu, and the turnaround from the Waffles is on at the time of the Fire Giant DM.
So Fresh Times will get a kill here, and he's still going strong. Check out Pikachu as well. No, Bird Bomb going to do him in right there. They're going to continue the pressure. Ninja Bobat's still alive for now. Rising Jaguar almost spelling defeat Retribution, but look at this. Heavenly Agility, beautiful pickup there by Arn King. Nice usage of it. Plus the fact that the Kiss at level 17 could increase the movement speed by probably either 8 or 12 depending on the build. It looks like it's going to be a 12% increase. Very strong.
Fresh Times played that very well, right? But On King played it even better. You know why? Because he kept the chain linked as Fresh Times went all the way deep for those kills. He chased in with him. He said, don't worry, bro. I'm on you 100%. I will deal with the fact that they're going to try and focus me as I'm coming in with you. And I will keep this chain linked so you get the mobility, so you get the sustain at the same time. And relied on each other. Those two just turned that fight around completely and stopped Waffles taking full advantage of this game at that moment. Because if they didn't do that, that was a Fire Giant to the Waffles for free.
Right here, with everyone pressuring on the right, I would really like to see Yaman use that flutter for the increased attack speed of 30% for 6 seconds. But it looks like he's going to let it rock for now. Right side, they're going for the Fire Giant. Fresh Times not tanking correctly will take some unnecessary damage. And Arrow not letting this one happen for free. I would have liked to see him jump in there and place down a mud to really block them out. But either way, the Fire Giant will be reset here. And as he starts to heal up, the early signs of life coming out from Team Pointless will be put onto life support.
Yeah, I mean, right now, it's going to be a situation. This is still anyone's game. Is it still anyone's game? DM, it's going to be next Fire Giant. I feel this Fire Giant is the one that wins it. I'm going to call that now. I did this yesterday and was right every single time, so I'm going to do it again today. The next Fire Giant will win the game. I suspect in this situation right now, with how both these teams are playing, they're both nervous. Pointless, the strengths of them right now are on Fresh Times and On King. This focus has been on Skrit the entire time in this game from Spicy Waffles after the early game when the focus was on King on this Aphrodite. Pikachu's been okay, but Pikachu's not playing to his full potential that we've seen before right now. And Waffles are going to start this Fire Giant. They're not scared. Who's on zone duty? It's going to be Arrow.
Yeah, Zero's trying to push forward. Check out Bobat as well. It looks like this will be a reset once again. Bobat forced to use Swift Vengeance to get out of Dodge there. Had he been stuck in the Whirlpool, that could have been disastrous. But looks like Space Control given directly back to Pointless. No Sentry Wards, it seems, in the inventories except for Flurry Qs, but there is one to be answered for Yaman.
So we're going to see the dance continue for a little bit longer. The golden experience is 4,000. It's not that much at 30 minutes into the game. Everyone is level 20. Pretty much there's only a difference between Pikachu and Bobat of 2 levels. Supports are even. That's where the experience disparity is. Actually, that's a lie. On King's only 17.
Half Devil recognized the fact that On King threw the birds over the wall at speed, and they knew they had the pressure. I don't know how I feel about the minions being used here. Generally, you don't want them tanking because they're a bit erratic and are pretty much guaranteed to take damage. And that's a long cooldown.
Boba did a good job there. He wasn't sure what the team were doing at the Fire Giant, but what he did was he put Flurry Q into combat immediately. There's a blinking from Half Devil, though. He's gone with the ultimate. The ring comes down from Arrow. They're looking to burst. They're looking for Fresh Times. He's the damage dealer they want, but Fresh Times is surviving. He's sustaining back up. The diving from Boba and the dump from Arrow's going to bring him. Yamming on the back does take out Flurry Q, and the fight's going in. Waffles favor Kraken.
The Kraken just was disastrous. More hand-holding coming out from Waffles, and in a team fight that should have been absolutely in their favor, gets turned around, but Arrow not ready to let it go, lands the Bird Bomb, lands Gungnir's Might, and a beautiful auto attack to finish up the pressure. Pikachu, though, and On King still available, and there are very few gods in the game that you would want together right now in a 2v3
he missed the
more
bleed.
than this.
He missed the bleed. If he connected with the bleed, there's a potential for Arrow to die there too. This game is still anyone's. It's going backwards and forwards, but Arrow's ultimate is back up again. No healing this time. Yamin staying out of the circle so he doesn't take any damage. Arrow is, though, has to leap out. Yamin's not got the damage here to bring either target down. The Lotus Crown and the sustain from On King is doing enough just now to keep the team alive.
For me, I think the cage might not have needed to be used there. They didn't have enough pressure to threaten. I would have liked to see them back a bit sooner. As for Golden Hand, though, check out Pikachu. About to spend 2K. Already has that Transcendence online as he leaves the base. Still no Hand 3, however, which I don't know how I feel about. He definitely should have built into Hand 3 at this point. Wrath of the Gods on a Bastet with a Magi's almost guarantees strong steal potential, but right now he's putting it at risk.
I'm surprised Waffles haven't got a second Hog 3 here. They've got 3 Hogs on the team and only 1 at Hog 3. At least having it on Odin or on Bobat would allow them something here to be able to, just in case we do see Half Devil dive, it's a safer option. Flurry Q staying in combat here. They're trying to ring him off. Flurry Q cannot get into this. Pikachu's going to come in, but without the Hog 3, like you said, Waffles are going to get the Fire Giant and the fight's going to go on.
Skrit throwing out the Kraken, not finding the luck shot this time. Flurry Q getting very low and will force out the Undying Love. Fresh Time taking down Bobat in the back. He's going to turn his sights to Arrow. Wolfie taking down Pikachu. On King with the love, still able to live, but running right towards it. It's going to be enough for Wolfie to pick him off. Fresh Times versus 4.
versus 4 versus 3 versus none because he's dead. Arrow gets the kill for him. Deicide to Waffles. They get the Fire Giant. Fresh Time split from the party and tried to pick up on the backside, but the team got cleaned up before he could swing round to action from the angle that he was looking for. King did what he could there, but now Spicy Waffles, that's a Phoenix. That's a free Phoenix.
Two things. One, I love the fact that Wolfie didn't use the minions on the tier 2. He saved them for the Phoenix. Great call. Number 2, had Pikachu sold his Bumba's mask and picked up, and he did have enough gold, and picked up a hand 3, it might not have been off cooldown at that point, but he would have had at least a little bit better of an opportunity should they have stopped the first engagement. They did not give themselves the chance. Bobat, brilliant spacing, keeping Flurry Q in combat and putting the ring down right as Ymir got them, gave them more than enough time to make sure they could guarantee it, and that's what they did. Spicy Waffles right now with a 10,000 gold lead, 11,000 experience, and let's see, 3 people with Fire Giant and a Phoenix down. This is big.
This is big right now, and now the Waffles are the ones in the driving seat. There's only 1 tier 2 tower left standing, 2 more Phoenixes to go as well. There is tower defense capabilities from Pointless though here, right? They've got Xbalanque, they've got Poseidon. If there's a terrible fight at a Phoenix, Spicy Waffles can still make the mistake. We've seen them doing it a couple of times in this game. Some of this is nerves and some of this is just silliness from both these teams that I'm seeing so far today. I'm surprised about the Hog 3s. You called it, and it was exactly one of the reasons that Pointless lost that Fire Giant there. They didn't have the potential to try and steal it away. It's just a small decision like that. That's what Odin brings. They should have realized that, especially after the Gold Furies earlier on, when he got the earlier one Pikachu, that Hog 3 should have been decision made. He's actually bought it now as well, which is really disappointing to see.
For me, I think if Aphrodite had more damage here, they might have been going for her, and with Heavenly Agility, she might be able to kite a little bit before going down. But right now, her healing is so low because of the build that she has, that they're just killing her linked target. I mean, that should almost never be the case.
No, it should never be the case. They're always going for the link target every time, ring them in, and then kill them off. Keep an eye on the link target, though, because generally that one's the one that's going to survive for the most part of this, and it's going to be the others that get focused. Paul Skrit gets focused every time, but credit to Skrit is the fact that he's still getting the Kraken off every single time, and he's doing semi-decent damage with it. Sometimes he's the one turning the fight around. Top damage right now, though, is on Xbalanque. Fresh Times with 28,000. Blink hit from Flurry. He's trying to make a play. He's not going to find anything other than a heart bomb to the face. Now the Fields of Love come out as well. Flurry's going to die. And now it's going to be a 4v5 against a Fire Giant team with no one to engage for them.
Win condition here, must stay linked to Fresh Times. Fresh Times must go off, and there must be a big Kraken. Win condition here, pretty much for the red team. Spicy Waffles is just no hand-holding. Don't stack up on top of each other. No more than one person in the center of the Kraken. And with this 4v5, they will guarantee themselves the win. 26 seconds till Flurry Q is back up. Spicy Waffles looking to end.
They're looking for the left-hand Phoenix now, the final one remaining. Pikachu spacing himself out from the team. Fresh Times linked with King. They're the important ones. Half Devil happy to tank. Misses a pull, though. But he's still happy to tank it up as Pikachu goes in. The Kraken hits onto Yami, but it's not enough damage to bring him down. Meanwhile, the Ring of Death from Arrow is online, and he's causing issues for them once again. Fresh Times does take out Yamin in the backline, but at what cost?
Maybe none. No, King's going to force himself forward to try to save Fresh Times. He's getting put low, but a good use of Aegis will keep him alive for now. 5v4 with Arrow getting very low, but look at Bobat, almost uncontested. No, they're going to turn to him, and they'll pick him up. They don't get the left Phoenix, and the Spicy Waffles will have to fight through at least one more time.
They have still a small opportunity. The Fire Giant's up in 35 seconds right now. They have to push out the lanes, DM. They have to ward the Fire Giant, and they have to make sure one of them gets in there. They've got 2 Hog 3s now. Pikachu's is available for this. It's not going to be off cooldown by the moment the Fire Giant spawns, but if they can stall long enough, they could potentially still get themselves in this game, still stay in this one, and bring it back. It's still not over.
You know, and honestly, we called the win conditions there for both teams, and the big one there, right, was stay linked to Xbalanque. Xbalanque went very deep to pick off Yaman, who was already very low, but luckily for him, a great play by King. He moves forward, kisses, gets the ult, and then beautifully uses that Aegis. Now, we do have an Aegis pendant here, which allows him to move, but he immediately got stunned, which means he couldn't.
Right. So he was just stuck exactly where he was. I mean, that's the thing about Aegis Pendant now. People realize it's not as bad as it used to. Did he just use
Did they go for the Gold Fury?
They did.
This might be
They're
too little
believing
too late.
you, Saul.
Eyes on Flurry.
They've got a chance. I mean, Flurry's going to be here in time. They're backing away. They're very scared of Waffles there, I guess, because Bobat wasn't there, and they didn't have full vision of the enemy team. Their wall coverage at the moment, the Fire Giant, very, very weak. They've got all these sentries online. Bobat's coming with another one now. They've got Fire Giant control, Spicy Waffles. I want to see zone control coming out from the team now. It's important to keep them zoned off this. Yamin and Wolfie can bring this down. Half Devil Arrow can be on zoning. Bobat is doing speed, while the Fire Giant
Yeah,
is
this is.
Bobat, you need
How
to be
long
with
was
the
he
team.
just doing that speed buff for? That was
It
like
took him a while.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
Flurry Q
Well,
jumps in way too early and will whiff the
He's pissed.
freeze.
He's dead.
This is a lot of trouble
dead.
here.
He's in the ring. He's got the Fields of Love on him and a heart bomb as well. And the Fire Giant's got aggro onto him as well, which doesn't help things either. Yamin brings down Flurry Q. There's only one Hawk 3 left for Pointless. And the Pikachu's in the back line, but the Kraken hits 3. Pikachu gets 1. Fresh Times gets another. And a second. And now Pointless are the ones that didn't lead, but Scrane's in trouble.
Bobat in the background, actually not giving this one up just yet, despite 4 of his teammates dying.
game?
He's still alive, and look at this. They're not backing.
Bobat.
They need to back right now.
Bobat.
Oh my God.
This side of minions. Oh, the minion wave has just saved the day from them. They can still back in time here.
They're not backing. Why are they not backing?
They need to back. Rip.
Oh my God.
Rip.
Pikachu's back.
Nope.
Does he have
Pikachu
the
can't do it in
time?
No, he can't do it in time. There's too many fire minions. The fire minions are all going to keep focusing the Titan. These ignoring
Bobat has Hand of the Gods. It's used.
Minions.
Oh my God.
They went
Oh
for the base race.
my God.
Mistakes were made. I've not seen that. Wow.
Are
Wow.
you serious? That was the sickest throw I've ever seen.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it was.
Ninja Bobat goes to the back line, picks somebody off, chases away the Aphrodite, and then just walks into their base and wins the game. Are you kidding me?
But he had to go through a minion wave first, right? So they saw him in the minion wave. And they didn't think he could burst
he
it with a
stopped to
full
do the
that many fire
minions.
minions. Yeah, so they saw him at the minions before he even got to the Titan. And they didn't come back. They should have come back. They had to come back. I guess they thought they could win with Fresh Times and Anking if Pikachu could defend. But Pikachu couldn't defend against all those fire minions at that point in time. It was the Titan was too low. There was too many Titans down. That's...
Wow. GG.
What a crazy way to end that.
I am like at a loss for words.
Yeah, so Pointless. I'm gonna lose 0-1 to Spicy Waffles. That puts Spicy Waffles at 1-0 right now. 1-0. And what that actually means is that we're gonna see Pointless required to win both their next 2 games to stay in contention for a shot or rely on other teams to help them out. And Spicy Waffles need to win 1 more to have a shot. They're going to be up against Spicy Waffles is going to be up against Trig in the next game, which should be going on over on Smite Game.